Okay guys, Mopar Mystery Cylinder Heads Part 2. We've done all our initial cleaning on the cylinder heads. For what they were, they're looking pretty good. We sourced some new exhaust valves. Alright, and as you can see, they've got the normal crust on them, but that's okay. We put them in basically our vertical mill or drill press, standing drill press, and we clean all the carbon off them, off the face and off the stem. What they end up looking like is something like this. Okay, not 100% perfect, but you know, we're doing this at home and we're doing it for no money. So what's our next step? Well, a couple of these valve guides were a little bit tight. And that's probably from being exposed to the water. So we did end up getting a valve guide ream for the specific size for the big block Mopar cylinder heads. And once we did that, our valves slide in real nice. They're tight. There's no wiggle, anything like that. It's kind of a perfect fit. And well worth the few dollars for that guide ream. Worked out really good. We did both heads. No problems. Everything's working good. So what we're going to do next, we've cleaned up a couple valves on the first cylinder here. And our next step is to lap the valves in. Now what I mean by lapping valves in, the surface, and I could probably see a little bit better on this exhaust valve. The shiny surface here sits against the valve seat here, and when that valve is closed, it forms a mechanical seal. Okay, keeps compression in and lets all the exhaust out when the valve opens. And what we need to do to mate the valve to that seat, anytime you take these apart or clean them or do anything like that, is to lap them in. Basically, we take our hand drill, we take some lapping compound, which we have here, which is, you can buy whatever you like, but this is just the stuff that I use. It's Permatex. And you take a little bit of that, place a little bit of this goo on the seat area of the valve. You put it on there pretty liberally. Place it into the cylinder head and spin the valve. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can use the old hand tool, which you really can't buy a good one anymore. What I like to do, I like to hit the valve with a little lube, put a hand drill on the back, and just lap it. You don't have to sit there and grind for minutes. Just quick 10 seconds one direction, 10 seconds the other direction, take it out, clean it, see what you got. So let me do that and I'll show you what this first cylinder turns out like. And of course, when you pull the valve out from being lapped, you want to wipe away with a clean rag, all this lapping compound. And again, we're going to do a second clean on the cylinder head, so it's not super critical at this second, but you can see here how that leaves a nice uniform edge on the valve. This area right here, that's the part that seals. Let me flip the head over and see if I could show you what the valve seat looks like right now. And you can see on this valve seat area, it's kind of got some glare, but we've got a real nice pattern all the way around. No pits, no low spots, no anything like that. So when we put our valve back in, and again, that surface there, it's going to go on that surface there. It's going to form a real nice tight seal. All right, so I have to clean up all the rest of these valves and lap all the rest of these cylinders. So you have all your valves lapped in, right? The cylinder head is basically clean. You're getting ready to prep the surface between the cylinder block and the cylinder head. And you want a good way to do this without having to send it to the machine shop. Rule number one, no. Never, 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 never. These are designed to move metal. We don't want to move metal, we want to clean metal. Okay, so no roll locks. What I like to use is basically a pneumatic flat sander, same thing you would use on like a car body or anything like that to flatten out Bondo or whatever you're using it on. What's nice about these, it's not going to give you any low spots. It's going to show you when it's clean, and it's very fast and it's very efficient. And then a few minutes of this and we'll show you how good it works. And after literally about a minute is all it takes, you can see that the surface is very clean. This is no camera trickery. This is just 80 grit in about a minute with the air sander. Beautiful surface on it. And then we go back and we check it with our straight edge, right? And we can see no low spots. The cylinder head is perfectly flat. Not that it was overheated and warped or anything like that we had to worry about, to where we would have to machine this head. We checked this before. But this doesn't remove any metal from any critical points on the cylinder head surface, and it gets it very clean. Now we're also going to prep our intake surface and probably pull these exhaust studs out and do our exhaust surface. So when we put this all back together, every surface is flat and clean and nice. And again, almost $0. So let me finish the rest of the cylinder head, sanding and prepping. We'll clean it one more time and then we'll paint. Okay, so you've cleaned your heads, you lapped your valves, you prepped your surfaces, and now it's time to reinstall your valves. Okay, you see in the first video, it's pretty simple to unassemble. Assemblies, just the direct opposite. You're going to add your shim, your valve seal, your spring, your retainer, if the cylinder head will stay in one place for you. You're going to bring over your valve spring compressor tool. Okay, and you have your compressor tool on the head. The foot is on the valve. The retainer is in the little forks of the compressor. We're lined up on the valve. We go ahead and compress our valve. Okay, now, what's sticking out of the valve, let me show you here. Those are the grooves that your keeper sets in, all right? And you grab two of your exhaust valve keepers and you can see they have 3 ridges that line up with the 3 ridges on the valve. And the trick here to keeping those keepers in place is grease. You grease up the top of that valve head, like so. All right, nice, and you can be liberal here, it doesn't hurt anything. You install these, because they are cone shaped. I don't know how good you can see that, but this edge is thinner than this edge, so they go, that's how they get set on the valve itself. And that little bit of grease, voila, holds them in place while you release the spring tension. Now I like to keep my hand here. It's going to be hard for you to see, but when they're released, sometimes these things kick off and they're on the other side of your shop and you're never going to see them again. So basically, from here you release your spring compressor. All right, success. And your valve is held in by the retainer, and the retainer is held in by the keeper, and the keepers are held in by those little grooves on the valve head. All right, 16 more. Or 15 more, sorry. There you go, guys. A few minutes later, your assembled cylinder head. You did it. Good job. And Now we tape off and paint to make it look nice. Let's go do that, because that's more fun of the work. More fun of the work? Is that even English? It's more fun than this, put it that way. Okay guys, we have a little makeshift paint booth here for our cylinder heads. Now we went ahead and hit these with a quick layer of primer after we cleaned them, so the new paint will stick real well, because you don't want to do all this work, put it in the car, and then, 100 miles from now, all your paint's falling off and it looks like it doesn't look nice. So we masked off the valve train and the intake ports, where our gasket surfaces are going to go. It's primed, our primer is all set up, it's all flashed off, ready to go. We're going to hit it with some red, some close to Mopar red. This is actually Regal Red Gloss from Ace Hardware, but it's rust stop, cleans to anything. Looks real good, and it's very, very close to the Mopar red. So this is what we're going to use. And we paint it. Easy, right? Very simple steps. You could do all this stuff yourself at home, save you some money. You'll do a nice job. This engine's going to run beautiful. And it was cheap. That's going to be it for today's Boys and Girls. That wraps up episode 2 of our mystery 383 cylinder head rebuild. Go ahead, do all the stuff on the bottom that you're supposed to. Questions, comments, concerns. Let me know in the comments below. Type away, type away, type away. And don't forget to check out the merch at midnightspeedlabs.com. Thanks, guys.